received some new bare root trees. This is Ozark mango, and I want to add to my orchard that I have. I had tried growing peaches that I got from Lowe's, I don't know, 15 years ago, maybe even longer. And what happened is they all died, they succumbed. And I think that may be because, and I'm hoping it's because they weren't particularly for my area. These are bred by University of Arkansas. It's a nectarine, which of course is very similar to a peach. We love nectarines as well. And so this is a new variety called Ozark mango nectarine, and it's supposed to have some disease resistance and bred for our area and other areas of the southeast and south. What you're looking at here is a blueberry tree, and I just made a video on doing grapes. So while I'm out here, I'm going to plant out the blueberry bushes as well. So the same place I bought, maybe it's not the same place. Anyway, I bought from two different places small fruits. And I'm trying to increase the small fruits around the house: blackberries, blueberries, grapes. And I bought some peaches too, nectarine, but I'll do that in another video as well. So anyway, same day, same time, but a different video here. I'm doing blueberry, and I planted this out many years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago. And it's been really productive for me year after year. I didn't think in Arkansas we could grow blueberries, because my experience with blueberries has always been going into the fields in in New England area and picking blueberries. And when we travel up there, we get blueberry wine, they have blueberry pie. Blueberries are really big in the New England area up there, the Northeast. So I was very pleased, and I think I got this particular one from like Lowe's a long time ago. And so I planted it, and it did really well. So I want to increase that some. Behind me you see the fence here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plant these new blueberry plants on the other side of the fence. That way it'll look good. It'll be a kind of a landscaping thing for the front of the house, and they'll be right next to this blueberry tree where they can cross-pollinate each other, which is supposed to help and improve overall production. So I really like blueberries in a lot of different ways, and so I think I can increase that with adding a few more. So these are the blueberries, and they came in with a little bit of soil attached, like they were in a pot. So it's kind of roundish shaped, but loose. It was loosely, the roots were a little bit loose. They weren't pot bound. And so there's 6 varieties here that came in from the company, and there's 6 plants, 3 different varieties, 2 of each variety. Plus I've got that one over there, which I'm sure is different than these. But anyway, I put them in this. This is what I used for my seed starting, and I threw in some aged rice hulls just to keep the roots nice and moist until I planted them. Right, this is the front of my house, and I'm planting a hedge, if you will. I'm planting the blueberries close enough together where they'll form sort of a hedge. That'll hopefully add a little more appeal to the front of the house, and you know, make them all the same where they can cross-pollinate and whatnot. But blueberries can be planted all sorts of ways. They are self-fertile, self-pollinating, but if you read the literature, it always seems better when they have other pollinators. So that's why I got 3 different varieties. I'll put the varieties in the video here. I can't remember what they are. Some blue, 2 of them have blue in the title. One is Legacy. There you go. I think I remember one is Legacy. Anyway, I'll put them in here. Now these tent posts, tent stakes, are there for effect for you. They help me some too, but essentially they're every 4 foot across here. So I've got 6 that are spaced 4 foot across. I'm going to dig the hole for each one, And then I'll bring the blueberry out and plant them instead of bringing a whole package of blueberries out, because all 6 of them together and watered rice hulls is pretty heavy for me to get through that door down there. There's a lot of clay in that hole, in that soil that's out here. It's actually everywhere. So yeah, digging's easy. Clay's good for keeping moisture, but it's not ideal. So this thing is great. You can use it this way to elevate, or you can get low to the ground by flipping it over. My wife bought this for me several years ago. And I've had to use tomato twine because the glue came off, but this thing is wonderful. Keeps my britches from getting dirty, and helps me get low or high. It's really great. I think it was less than 20 bucks. Anyway, I brought this out. It's got all the berry bushes in it, blueberry bushes in it. And the reason why I did that is so that I can demonstrate what I'm going to do. So I crumbled up some of the clay here to keep it sort of malleable, soft, for the plants to go in. We'll grab this one first, and that pretty much is what it came in, just like that. So I want to plant it. It's a little bit low right now, so I want to plant it near where it was, and it actually has the cultivar on this one. This one says Legacy, so I want to plant when I interplant them, I want to plant a Legacy, and then one of the others, and then another one of the others, and then back to Legacy, and so on. And I also want to incorporate these aged rice hulls with the clay to keep it, you know, because rice hulls, they don't break down quickly at all, and they'll keep the soil pretty aerated, or loose anyway, similar to the way perlite does. So where did I put that plant? Right here in front of my face. All right, so we're near where we want to be. I want to make it a little bit lower so I can dip down when I go to water them. And as the plant grows a little taller, I can fill it into more level if I want. So I'm doing this all by hand. It actually doesn't take long to do one. And I'll put some of these rice hulls in here. I'll do it like that, and we'll get back to this. Just like that. A little more of this. All right. No point in me talking during the whole thing, is there? And these rice hulls are pretty saturated, so that's good. It means I don't have to water because they're already pretty darn wet. All right, so I'm gonna tamp it down just a little bit like this. And I'm gonna take and build up around it, around the hole now. Create that divot so that way when I water, it goes down in there, and it'll stay in there for a while because that clay will act. It was very difficult, not very difficult, but more difficult to grow or water to seep through clay than it is other types, loam, sandy loam, other types. I'll get a little more of this. I'll put that there. Kind of use it as a mulch of sorts. And I need to get a little bit more clay material to make the mound around the edge here. That's essentially it. I'm going to do that with all 6 of these, and then we're set. It's cloudy today, and she's been raining once in a while, so any rain that we get will be great. Anyway, on to the next one. I won't film the other 5. I just wanted to show it once. And they're planted. I bet you can't even see them. So I don't know if they fed these things or not. So what I'm doing is I'm adding some water soluble to each one. I've already done, I'm putting a gallon on for 3 plants. Just like that. And I just want to give them a feed because I don't know if they've had any or not. It may help kickstart. It certainly isn't going to hurt. And if you look around the edge here, you can see where I've mounted it up. That'll help with watering later. Exactly how I water it, I'm not sure. If I'm going to do it by hand or put PVC or drip on it, I'm not sure yet. Alright, so I'll tell you what these are in the video. It'll be for me as well. Pardon me. I've got Legacy, Blue Crop, and Blue Ray. And then I repeated it. Legacy, Blue Crop, and Blue Ray. So that's all 6 of 3 cultivars. You've seen me plant these blueberries. I'm not going to do a separate video. These are the Ozark Mango nectarine trees. And I've got the 5 holes along this line here. And I've got 2 flowering plums down here. And they are not very pretty in spring. They're supposed to have nice pretty little flowers, and they're not doing very well, and they get the lichen crap all over them. And this one doesn't have cracking on it, but this one's leaning, and it bothers me every time I see it because it's leaning. Poor job on my part, but it's also not doing well. So I'm going to remove those, but I'm going to start planting the others, the nectarines, and this will be where I plant them. I'm not planting them out in the orchard because I'd planted peaches out there a long time ago when I planted the pears. And the pears are doing fine, but the peaches, they were attacked by blight or some kind of black fungus, and when they were producing, either possum or raccoons were getting every bit of the fruit. So I noticed that when I planted that pear there and here, I have less animal pressure and a little less disease pressure. So I'm hoping, plus that tree, woodpeckers killed off the apple part of the pear tree. Anyway, I hope I can keep these nectarines going. They were bred here in Arkansas. So hopefully, and they're supposed to be, have black speck or black spot resistance. So hopefully they'll do better. And that's why I planted them in the front yard. Plus, there'll be a pretty flowering, spring flowering row here between me and the neighbor, and as you come down the street down there. These nectarine trees are bare root, so it means you got to get the soil into the between and in between the roots and all that. So I mixed the clay soil with rice holes in here, and I added a portion to each one of these holes here, and then I poured about 2.5, 3 gallons of water in each one. And so what I'm letting it do now is drain and trying to, weave in between the roots as best I can. So it's starting to get late afternoon. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish today. But what's in the hole now is a mixture between this and the aged rice hulls. Take a look at this last one here. On camera and because I need to. This is the last one to get water, so it's still quite liquidy. Is that a word? Liquidy? The Ozark mangoes, nectarines, have been planted, and I put 2 yellow stakes here so I don't accidentally run over them because they're so small. And over them with the lawnmower. Now I finished them exactly like I planned the blueberries, which is in the earlier part of this video I predict. But yeah, a mixture of rice hulls and the native soil, the clay, and then I topped it with some nutrient water to get a nice start on the season, hopefully. And that'll finish out this video. Thanks for watching.
How long do we gotta stay here for people we don't know in one lines? All of the clothes are designer, fast cars and who knows who. Yeah, I know what they wanna say.